Good morning, everyone. It's Linda, and I'm happy you're here with me today. It's raining here where I am in Northeast Texas, but it sure has cooled the temperatures. We've been having over 100 degrees every day, and so we're really glad to get a little moisture and a little bit of cooler weather. But it's a perfect time when it's that hot outside to stay inside and create some beautiful things for your junk journals. Now I've been asked to show how I make my paperclip pin holders, and it's very easy, and there's a lot of different methods already. There are videos out there on this, so this may actually duplicate, I don't know, but anyway, it's the way I make them, and so you can glean from that what you can use and make some of your own. Now here are some that I've made, and if you know me at all, you know I like fabric and yarns, and I like things that are pretty, and so this is how it works. And of course it's paper clip so that it will just slide on to a page in your junk journal very easily. And it doesn't take a lot of supplies, it just stuff you already have. If you don't like to sew, you don't like fabric, everything I do can be done with paper and glue. So don't think that you can't make these if you just like the paper embellishments. But these are just a few. Now this one has the white elastic, and I didn't want just stark white, so I just used some of my inks and dyed that up a little bit. I made these, they're very sturdy because they're sewn, and so they'll last a long time. Pretty blue one here, one in the greens more or less, purples and reds, other things. And you can see that I've just used bits and pieces of fabrics, laces, and trims, anything that you've got like that if you're going to go with the fabrics and the yarns. Sometimes your glitzy trims that you might have around the house that you use at Christmas time, or when you're decorating for other holidays, you might have things that you can cut up and use in these embellishments. But they're very easy to make. They take a little bit of time, especially if you're going to sew them and so forth, but they're pretty easy to make. Okay, let's put these aside, and let me walk you through how I do these. First of all, I cut a strip that's 2.5 inches wide. 2.5 inches wide by 5 inches, 2.5 by 5 inches. Okay, then I fold that in half, crease that edge really well. Okay, then the size elastic I like to use is 1/2 inch wide. I will take a 1/2 inch wide piece of elastic and cut it 2 inches long, and that would be what I will use. Now once I have turned this and creased it, what I do then is I open it up, I take my elastic, position it right on that crease, about halfway, then I take and I mark with my pen across that crease so that I can see it, okay? Then I will take my ruler, excuse me, I will take my ruler and put it right into that crease so that I have a straight edge to work against. And then you can take your X-Acto knife or whatever it is that you use. I have some of my husband's utility razor things here, and I use those. And then you want to cut just right between those two lines. Cut right between those two lines. Okay, just make a slit. All right. And you will see, if you can see, that will open up. It's a slit there. okay? All right. Then the next thing you want to do is to take your elastic, fold it in half, and push it through that hole. Okay, once you see it peeking out, go ahead and try to get it and maneuver it through, okay? Then you want to, I like to go inside and realign the elastic because it gets a little woppy-doodle as you're pulling on it, okay? Then pull out what looks like a good part for your pin, and then hang on to it tight and slide your pin in there and see if it works. If it's a little bit tight, pull out a little bit more. See if that works better, and it does. And then it holds the pin really well, okay? So decide how much you want right there. Now, what I would do next is I would take this and I would take the machine and I would sew down this crease right here going over the elastic, which secures the elastic on the inside. Wait, let me re-say that because that's actually wrong. I would open this up, turn my elastic on the inside like that to the front side of my pin holder. So it's like this. This is my front side. I've got my elastic pointing down there. Then I would take this to my machine and I would sew just right across the top of this crease so that I catch that elastic and secure it, okay? So that would be sewn through all the way. Then I would fold it and I would sew down each side, and that would completely secure this. It also makes it very sturdy because this is double-sided cardstock, and it sewn like that, it makes it really strong. Let me get, when you get through, you want to embellish it. And again, if you're doing it with a paper, it's just a matter of gluing on there whatever you want to glue. I like to do the fabrics and the yarn, so this is how I do it. I will cut a piece of cardstock that's a little bit shorter and just a little over an inch, maybe 1.25 inches wide. All that does is it gives me a background in order to sew my fabrics to that make it strong and give me a really good paper backing that I can glue to the front. So that's what I've done here. I've taken some old lace, some little bit of woven fabric, some yarns of different colors, and I have sewn it to this piece of cardstock. And so once I have sewn this and completely got it secured, then I would take this and I would glue it on here the way I want. Now you can cat-a-corner it if you can do it vertical, you can do it horizontal, however you want it to look. And sometimes it depends on, for me, how much overhang I've got and things like that. Probably this one I would do this way. It'll lay on the sheet of paper when it's attached this direction, and excuse me, I think that would look really good, whatever cardstock you have, okay? Now, when I've done that, the last thing you want to do is attach your paper clip. And because we only sewed the elastic to the front side, now it's very easy to take our paper clip, short end goes down in the slit behind the elastic. Get it here in a minute. It's easier done once that elastic has been sewn, but I haven't sewn this one yet. So you slip your paper clip in from the back side, then that would totally complete your paper clip. Easily attached to a piece of cardstock with that elastic holder for the pin and your paper clip on the back. Okay, so these are a perfect companion to every and any junk journal. Everybody needs a pin with their junk journal, and keeping track of it and having somewhere to put it and store it when you're not using your junk journal is just sometimes so hard to figure out. So this makes a perfect companion for that, and then your pen would be in there anytime that you wanted to use it that way. Okay, well, I hope with all my little bloopers I haven't confused you more than helped you, but that is the simple construction of how I put these paperclip pen holders together, and I certainly hope that you'll make some of your own. I do have them listed on my Etsy shop, so I encourage you to go there and get some inspiration. If you want to use fabrics and yarns and things, you can see the different combinations that I put together, and the different fabrics and yarns that I've used. Just scraps, nothing, you don't have to buy anything, just use your scraps. And if you're going to do paper, just adapt it to paper. Make your paper cluster on the top. These are, like I said, very durable, and that's one reason I like to sew them, is they're completely durable and they will hold up to long time use. Okay, thank you so much for being with me, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.